Section B5 of the tool asks you to assess registration, reception, and check-in areas. Examples of registration areas include the front desk of a community center, the ticket counter at a movie theater, and the circulation desk at a library. There are several instances when the site you assess may not have a registration or reception area. For example, you might assess a playground or park that doesn't have any type of registration area. So in that case, you can simply check the Not Applicable column and move on to the next section. Questions B5A through B5E asks you to describe the route of travel from the entrance to the registration area. For those questions, you will determine if there is an unobstructed route of travel, if the route is well lit, the slope of the route of travel, and the width of the route of travel at its narrowest point. Question B5F asks if the registration or reception area is easily located. In most cases, the registration area or the place to purchase tickets is located directly inside the main entrance. So, in those instances, the answer is usually yes. But you might be assessing a site that has an accessible rear or side entrance, so you need to determine whether or not you can still find the registration area easily.
The next question asks you to measure the height of the registration or check-in counter. You will take a measurement straight up and down from the floor to the face of the counter and record that measurement in inches on line B5G. Be sure that you measure the lowest counter space. Question B5H asks, if the counter is higher than 36 inches, is there a fold-out shelf available? This will be something that folds down or pulls out that allows someone who is using a wheelchair or a person who is short of stature be able to complete registration materials or make payment. Sometimes, when the registration counter is high, there may be an alternative lower space for people to register or complete paperwork. Be sure to include that information in the comments box. Question B5I asks if the registration area has enough turning space for someone who uses a wheelchair. Lay your 60-inch circle flat in the reception or registration area. Depending on if it fits, you will indicate whether or not there is enough space for someone who is using a wheelchair. If there is not enough space, the next question asks you to measure the area and provide the dimensions of the free space available. Using your tape measure, measure the width and depth of the free space in the registration area and record those measurements in inches for question B5J.
Question B5K asks if the signage is clear in the registration area. You will look to see if the information provided is in large print, if there are pictures provided in addition to words, and overall, if the signage is clear. Question B5L asks you to check the various types of alternate forms of communication that the site has available in the registration area. For this question, you will need to ask the person at the front desk, or perhaps the administrator during the interview, about all the different types of communication that the agency has available. For example, the registration area may have assistive listening devices or materials available in large print or Braille, but those might only be available upon request. Speak to the person at the registration area and check off all the alternative forms of communication on the tool. Question B5M provides you with a comments box to add any additional information that you feel would be important for someone to know about the reception area. For example, if the registration area is difficult to locate from an accessible entrance, you might want to include how a person would find the registration area in the comments box.